you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
It's a story about two brothers, Rick and Scott. They don't use drugs and they're always on time. Behind the time of their ability, they'll beat you so bad, bow down on your knees. They take on all comers, no matter what size. There won't be any question when you get steinorized. Yeah, steinorized. Woo! Steinorized. Yeah, steinorized.
Let's kick some ass.
And there you have it. It's Steinerized by George Gatton.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Kickin' Ass with Jesse.
And Andy. And check it out. We have a sponsor now. We have our first ever sponsor. And it is an amazing, athletic equipment company called American Barbell Club. And
You've been telling me about them for a long time.
Yeah, I've been wearing their stuff for a bit. I have like some wrist wraps from them and some knee sleeves from them.
It's clothing and like weightlifting equipment.
Yep, it's like pretty much like geared towards like powerlifting, lifting in general. They have like sweats and hats and tank tops and t-shirts and knee sleeves.
They're gonna take care of the brothers.
Yeah, so if you see us pumping at a gym. 9 times out of 10, we're probably going to be ABC'd up, and that is American Barbell Club. So, want to thank those dudes for stepping up. They were like the first people that were like, "Hey, we want to sponsor you guys."
I feel like there's two major announcements. One, this is super exciting. We haven't been in here in a while.
Yeah,
and we have those two major announcements. Where one, our first sponsorship, which is amazing, and then two, how about that December 16th show? Because we we announced it on here, but like. We missed that whole thing of like tickets going on sale.
I've been gone for a month.
Yeah. I'm back.
Legit, 1 month ago, we didn't even have tickets on sale, and right now it's sold out at 3,000 tickets.
Yeah, like it already happened.
It's going to be the sickest show ever.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like we need to say like thanks and like all kinds of shit because I remember they went on sale, and you text me like sold over 1,000 like.
That was
real quick.
24 minutes after.
Oh, really?
24 minutes after we had the 1,000 tickets sold.
Okay. And then the big one I remember was I'm pretty sure it was 2,500 tickets, and it was
2 days later.
Yeah, it wasn't 48 hours. It was like between 24 and 48 hours. Like 2,500 tickets sold.
Yeah.
Which was like those were two really big days.
Yeah, it was like insane.
And then Riverworks released 500 more.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
They're gone.
It's sold out.
It's gonna be just sick, man. And it's funny, man. Like yesterday, we had like a smash show in Toronto, and like Jesse, I've been trying to keep all my friends in on this. So like the guys that I regularly talk to, Bennett, Blackwood, Jesse, like, hey, this is how many tickets we have sold. Like, this is a big deal, and I think like us four are like the dudes that have been putting the work in for this. You know what I mean? Like generally, like with the podcast, and we're all taking our matches pretty seriously. Yeah. And it's it's one of those things where like we're all working pretty hard, and like I think that us four are like the Buffalo guys. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like the way we're close with each other. Yeah. And it like to say, hey guys, we I don't like saying like every time I sold 3,000 tickets. Yeah. Like we sold 3,000 tickets.
Yeah, even every time I die, I put up a nice tweet saying like the wrestlers, the bands, everybody.
The show. Yeah, sold 3,000 tickets.
I do, and I do want to put over too. Like while you were gone, Ring of Honor ran here in Buffalo at the same venue. I think it was a Thursday. I think it was October 12th or something. So we went and flyered the show. Yeah. Wes printed up the tickets. Dude, those dudes killed it with the flyers. Yeah. Danny Garcia, Puff, Body, like they were super on top of it. Like I went to the show and hung out a little bit, and then right when that let out, those dudes were like out front, and we dished out 500 flyers like piece of cake. Yeah. They killed it with the flyers.
I love the fact that like everybody came together on this one, and like it's just I literally, me personally, I owe everybody $1 million. If I had $1 million, I would give everybody thousands of dollars if I could. But I can give you my friendship, and that's worth millions in its own.
The Ring of Honor show had 1,000 people in Riverworks, and it was slammed.
Yeah,
and we have 3,000 tickets sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's cool to announce this, right? Like, I was thinking
Announce
about like
everything.
asking people about their ideas, but we're doing no chairs.
Yeah.
We're doing no seats.
This is going to be like a punk rock show.
Yeah.
Trying to do, I mean,
Because that just with Ring of Honor, 1,000 people, like the chairs took up a lot of space.
Yeah.
We got 3,000. Like we just can't.
we're going to have.
And I think it's gonna make for a cool vibe too.
Yeah, there's going to be like a cam straight over the ring.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be fed into the TV system, so that if you're anywhere in the place,
I don't think you heard that yet. I don't think we told you that yet, Kev.
yeah, if you're not that interested,
Like the screens and stuff at Riverworks is going to be like playing the show, like
Yeah.
while we're wrestling.
if you're not interested in the wrestling, if the wrestling show isn't your like main thing that you're interested in, and you want to sit at the bar, you can watch it at the bar, you know, if you want to.
That's wild.
Try and do it, and then well, whatever. I'm gonna announce it anyways. I don't give a shit. And we've been talking with Smash because I don't know anything about like streaming sites, but we're gonna try to do something where we film the whole wrestling show and then we release it for either donations or a price where you can buy it, and then we put the proceeds to a charity.
Yeah.
So like the whole wrestling show will be available online somehow through a streaming site, probably Smash Wrestling. And then we release it for a price, and it just goes straight to we dump it to a charity.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm really pumped.
Yeah, the idea here is that December 16th, Buffalo River Works, Every Time I Die Christmas show with wrestling, 18 Visions, like it all went really fast.
Yeah.
And we didn't, I mean, for me, like, I mean, you've been doing this a long time. Even with you guys, this is the first Christmas show you guys have done. It's the biggest one, right?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, and how many have you done now?
This will
how many
be
years?
12.
Yeah, so like I mean, for the tickets to fly like this was like, dude, that like,
Yeah.
it means a lot.
I mean, I was literally, I think I said it like 3 podcasts ago that like the minute, however the outcome goes in the Jesse Sammy match, which is the headliner of the card. I mean, I'm literally going to cry. Like, it's going to be one of those things where, like, I'm going to be filled with emotion. And then I'm going to have to go sit down. I think I'm playing as the Grinch this year. So I'm going to have to, like, sit and get makeup on and then play that night as the Grinch. And then as soon as Every Time I Die is done, I'm sure I'm going to start crying again. So, yeah, like, it's going to be one of the most emotional nights. Like, literally thinking about it right now, I'm, like, getting emotional about it. So like it's gonna be one of the sickest things in the world. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I mean, if I can make the wrestling, I don't know if I can.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, pythons are wrestling, but I'm gonna be really busy, so I may not.
Oh yeah,
I may not be able to make it that day.
You got a busy schedule that day.
Yeah,
we'll
so
see.
like at least one python will show up against Purple Rain. I might make it.
Yeah, he does have a big schedule that day.
So I
So
might
if
not
you can
make
make
it.
the wrestling show, it'll be an extra treasure for everybody. If not,
But if I don't, I'm really sorry. I mean, Wes should be able to take care of these guys by himself, but I don't know. But we have some backup talent. We have a guy coming in from Mexico. In case you guys are wondering, there's a guy from Mexico that will be there in the sidelines, ready to come in if I can't wrestle that day.
it's like a heater.
Just sitting in
there.
He's really big. His name is El Hombre Grande, and he's really big in Mexico.
Chomping at the sidelines to just get in there.
He's a big luchador from Mexico. Yeah,
it's cool.
But yeah, I mean, masked wrestlers from Mexico.
Always a good time.
Always a good time. People love them. So if I can't show up and I'm not there,
You got
El Hombre Grande
we'll gladly
step
jump
in for me.
Yeah, and take
He's
care of
great.
business.
He's a flippy guy.
Second row moonsault is his
Yeah.
specialty.
Yeah. I wanted to say, well, okay, we talked about the Christmas show, put everyone over, talked about the Mexican superstar El Hombre Grande coming in.
Uh-huh.
One thing I want to say right now is a picture surfaced online. I've been holding this in for a while. I want everyone to know that, like, so there was a picture of a guy. He was one of the guys that shot into a bunch of protesters. I know we were never going to talk about politics, but I just want to get this out there.
Yeah.
A white supremacist dude shot into a pile of people protesting white supremacy. Richard Spencer.
Where was this at?
This is in Florida.
Okay.
And it came out that this dude had a huge "Every Time I Die" tattoo on his arm.
Really?
Yeah. Just so everybody's listening to my voice.
Yeah.
Every Time I Die is not affiliated to anything like that. We don't want that scum at our show. This guy, if he ever showed up to an Every Time I Die show, would get met with a right hook.
Yeah. 1-800-SEE-YA.
Yeah. So just to, you can hear it out of my voice that, like, my music, our wrestling, the Christmas show, anything that I'm on will always be for everyone. That is not something that if you come to any one of my shows, regardless if it's music or wrestling, you can be of any sexual orientation, you can be of any race, any creed, and you will be respected just as everybody else. So one disgusting person has an Every Time I Die tattoo and does some stupid shit, that's a bad apple, and the fans of my band and are not like that. So if you saw that picture, I know I tweeted it and I said that I wouldn't stop kicking that dude until the last grain of blood was gone.
I saw that. I didn't know what you were talking about.
It would probably be way worse than that. Like, I would go to jail for murder.
How long ago would that happen?
It was a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. Like, there was, like, Richard Spence. Is it Spence or Spencer?
I don't know.
They should just call the guy Dick. If his name is Richard,
yes.
his name should be Dick.
Yeah, gotcha.
Was doing
white supremacist.
It's like the National Front or something like that.
Okay.
But he was doing he was speaking in Florida, and a bunch of people went to protest it. And then these three knuckleheads, like, shot into the crowd. Whew. No one got hurt. Like, I don't think anyone got killed or anything like that. But, like,
that's
then,
awful.
Like, after, like, the pictures came out, and they're like, these three men, and, like, the dude's wearing short sleeves, and there's just a huge eated eye on his, like, arm.
And, like, people got a
picture. No. But no one was like, oh, every time like, everybody took the side of, like, this guy is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I know we never talk about politics. Just wanted to say that this podcast is for everybody. My band is for everybody. If you come to a wrestling show and you ever feel threatened by something like that, I would like you to come up to me and tell me, because that shit doesn't swing.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
You want me to turn it into something more lighthearted?
For sure, please, man. That would be great. I'm sweating.
When before at Riverworks, A Day to Remember played. Not too long before Ring of Honor was there. Day to Remember played, and Colin Delaney hit me up because it was A Day to Remember sold out. He wanted to go, and then I hit you up about it, and you texted me about it, and you said something about getting Colin. Basically, it's lingo I didn't know. You said you were going to get Colin sorted, and you sent me, like, a text like, want me to get it sorted? And I was like, I thought you, like, missed some words or something. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, sorted.
I didn't know what sorted was.
You put the ducks in a row.
So I remember it took me forever to, like, figure that out.
Yeah.
And, like, I tried, like, texting back with you, like, yeah. And then I was like, waiting to see what you would say. And then now that I know what sorted means, I just use it all the time. And, of course, I text Colin back a bunch, like, yeah, man, I got you sorted. Don't worry about it.
It's all sorted. Yeah.
Because I never knew that was, like, lingo for, like, getting a brother taken care of.
Yeah, that's it. You get them sorted. Yeah. You put the ducks in the row.
Just I always thought it was funny how, like as stupid as, like, you know, merchandise, people shortened it to merch.
Yeah.
Or there's always, like, a nickname for something. Like podcasting. I've heard people goof around and say pod or they call like a cast. There's never been like a really like
The cast.
funny name for it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you tweeted today. It's potty time.
Yeah.
That's totally from now on.
It's potty time, man.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, Tuesday night, man. It's potty time.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So, what have you been up to for this last month?
Basically, we drove over 4 hours together yesterday up to Toronto
Yeah.
and did a show together. We also just got done with like a business meeting
Yeah.
where we just ate dinner like an hour ago. So it's like I feel like we're gonna like repeat some stories, obviously, that
Oh,
we
that's
already
fine.
have.
Yeah.
But the one that comes right off the top of my head
It's
is
me nearing my butthole.
Let's hang on. But
Okay, you don't want to go.
We'll
you don't want to
we'll
get straight
there.
into me nearing my butthole.
I mean, this is pretty much just as bad. But
okay.
So my two like ribs, like jokes, like locker room jokes,
Yeah.
is in the summertime. I use a lot of baby powder.
Yeah.
It was a big problem when I was a kid because my room was just coated in baby powder. My
Yeah.
parents were furious. But so I'll powder up, and then my junk is just like white, and then I'll like walk up to somebody like unsuspected, like just sitting there,
Yeah.
and I'll say like it's the ghost of Christmas past,
Yeah.
with
your
my
dick
powder
out.
white dick, yeah.
Okay. I
But
like
then the
that.
second one, as I told you yesterday,
Yeah.
if I'm taking a shower and the soap I'm using is like a small like sliver,
Yeah.
I did it to Frankie TM yesterday, Frankie the mobster, and he was walking by and I was in the shower and I was like, yo, Frankie, come here. And then like when he came, I like opened the curtain and he was like right there, like standing right there, and I was like, yo, does this soap make my dick look big? And he like totally no-sold the joke. Like he
Yeah.
didn't, and he just like, we're standing like pretty much eye to eye, and he just like looks down and he's like, yeah, it's good, yeah. and then he just walked away.
Yeah. Well, you were
Like,
you went with the weirdest guy.
Well, he was like, I
I
saw
feel
him
like
walk.
Frankie looks at dicks all the
I
time.
saw him walk by and I was like, oh, perfect. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then he just killed my joke
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
That was
Like, if you guys know anything, I mean, like, honestly, like, he was just on Colt's podcast, which it's funny because, like,
if you get the chance, listen to Frankie the Mobster
I feel like-
on Colt Cabana's
here's
Art
the
of Wrestling
thing.
podcast.
I feel like with Colt's, obviously Colt's podcast, like one of the biggest wrestling podcasts, and there's like guys that like are totally just like, you're like, oh, that's a no-brainer, he's on Colt,
yeah.
and it's kind of a win for that guy, but it's like, that's a no-brainer. Frankie being on Colt's thing is such a big win for like the type of guy. Like, Frankie's a grinder, man. Like,
He's been around a long time.
yeah, he's a grinder, and the fact that like Colt put him on, I feel like is almost like a huge honor that like people
Like
get to
Colt
hear
even
him.
says that's why Colt started his podcast,
Yeah.
for guys like that. He has like, you know, a lot of the former WWE guys on and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but he originally started it for like
grinders.
Yeah, grinders on the end,
It's in like,
which is awesome.
Frankie is such a that motherfucker is
Jacked.
he a year younger than me? 38? 37. He's 37.
Okay.
So he just tore his bicep
Yeah.
a couple months ago, and it was a complete roll up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you know anything about bicep tears, but like,
Which you
it's
can get away without getting that fixed, I guess.
for sure. Well, for a guy like
But-
that, you have to get it fixed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just jacked. So,
He's jacked. He has to get that
yeah, you
physically
gotta-
taken care
yeah.
of.
But like, they have to like, you know, when you tear your bicep, they have to like then anchor it like into your forearm.
Yeah, they basically
down.
they
It's
like,
fucking gnarly.
Nail it back on.
Yeah. So like,
tendon or whatever.
this was his second match back.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, and like it, you know, he wrestled Kevin here, young Kevin Bennett,
Uh-huh.
just new upstart to the wrestling game.
Just
Guy looking to make a name for himself.
Frankie told me that
That will always be a joke for the rest of this podcast.
this young upstart
I don't ever want to tell you what the root of that joke.
too much. Yeah.
Maybe years down the line, I will tell the root of that joke, but
2 months.
something amazing.
2
happened.
months into this business, Kevin Bennett.
Yeah, Kevin Bennett, the guy that like this is probably his third time in the ring. Wrestled Frankie TM.
Yeah. Before Frankie told me that he just got done with his doctor, and the doctor said his biceps like 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
which
but-
is great. And Frankie's like one of those guys that like, I know that like some people talk about all the time. It's like when Kane was doing, like when Kane first took his mask off, he had to wear like, brother had to wear like a half head of hair and go out like that, and like he was just living the gimmick at all times.
Shaved eyebrows.
Frankie is Frankie TM from like the minute his eyes open.
But like that was like
you
know, like Kane, like you have the WWE office telling you like here's your gimmick.
Yeah.
With Frankie, it's like. Yeah, I wear huge rings on every finger every day of my life, all
awesome.
the time.
And this guy, like, I've been talking about it since yesterday. He has, like, I have crazy body dysmorphia in my brain. I don't think I'm 6'3". I don't think I'm fucking 240 pounds. In my head, I'm 5'8", 180 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm doing a moonsault.
Yeah.
You know, in my head. Reality is I finished with a chokeslam. And
brother Frankie was putting you over.
Frankie comes up and he goes, "Man, how big are you right now?" And I'm like, 240. And he's like, you look like you're like 260, 265. And I was like, he's like, "You're way bigger than me right now." And I was like, "You're retarded."
That's, I mean, most guys like that look like Frankie say they have the same dysmorphia you do.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't realize just how ginormous he is.
Insane. He's a mountain. Like he's big.
And he does suicide dives.
He's a little shorter than I am, but he is all of wide of me.
I mean, most people would think he weighs like 275.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's wild. If you've never seen this guy, look him up. He's great too. That's the thing. Like it was funny. I'm gonna put Kevin over for a second. Kevin did something yesterday, and it's wild because I see Kevin as like, and I know I say this with Blackwood a lot, but Kevin really is our area's HBK.
Yeah.
He's Buffalo's Heartbreak Kid because you are, yeah.
The showstopper, Kevin Bennett.
For real though. So like yesterday, and I'm gonna put you on the spot now. So yesterday, like mind you, Kevin is 171 pounds. I do know that now.
Yeah.
Did you put any weight on? No, for in 1 month? 171.
About 170.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he had a big match yesterday. Maybe he took a big dump. But anyway,
yeah.
Yesterday he wrestled Frankie TM, this like crazy looking psychopath guy. So look up Kevin. Kevin right now has a very good like Green Arrow vibe to him. He's got like a little mustache, a little goatee, has
Green
a nice
Arrow vibe.
Yeah.
He's trying to
yeah, has a really swanky haircut right now. He did this thing where like Frankie likes to do this spot in his matches where he likes to have the guy put him in the corner and then throw 3 chops on him, and it's like a ladder of like pain. But instead of like going to pain, he goes to like
Frankie just gets fired up.
No selling. So like the first chop he kind of reacts. The second chop he kind of like fires up a little bit. Third chop he like grabs the guy, puts you in the corner, and then one big one. Yeah. Yesterday, did you lay up on those? So to make no noise.
Just like pull him?
Yeah, a little bit.
So I wouldn't hurt him?
No. Like just so
Andy,
it wouldn't make the noise.
Andy thinks that you like kind of whiffed out on purpose.
You fucking put your body into it.
So they
and
weren't
then,
like awesome chops.
And then when he chopped you, it was like the loudest thing in the world. See,
that.
that's HBK shit, man. That's what I'm saying. I was like watching the match, and I like took that mental note, and I was like, this motherfucker's laying up. I've been chopped by you before. And I'm like, he doesn't hit that light. But then when Frankie smashed you with that fucking chop, it reverberated through the entire place. It's like, that motherfucker. For having 3 matches.
Yeah, for being 2 months into wrestling.
Yeah. He fucking did this shit.
I think, Kev, can you, like, the thing I want to hear is, now when you're talking to Frankie, I'm going to give you the mic here in a sec while I go pee. But,
are you fucking with me?
I'm drinking a Bang energy drink, dude.
He peed 2 minutes ago.
They go right through me. Anyways, is it almost 8 o'clock at night? All 3 of us are sipping on Bang
We're
energy
banged
drinks.
up right now. I'm going to the gym after this. I was going to tan before this.
Andy had to skip the tanning bed after the diner.
Yeah, I got to go in the morning now.
But I'm furious that I'm drinking an energy drink at 8 o'clock.
Nah, dude, you got a late night.
Yeah, of nothing. So.
Yeah, right. You said earlier we were having this. So we had like a meeting about our downtown shows earlier, and we talked about watching fucking Jamie Noble matches.
Oh, Ring of Honor Jamie Noble
And you're
matches.
gonna watch some fucking James Gibson matches tonight.
Well, hang on. We're
Okay.
Kev, can you?
Yeah.
Kev, I want to hear tell what I think is interesting now when you're in the back, before the match when you're talking about Frankie and he's explaining the spot to you of okay, I want you to put me in the corner. I want you to chop me 3 times every time, and then and then I can you just tell how that goes with Frankie? Okay, here, take this.
Well, when we're planning, all this out, it's almost like we're actually having the match in the locker room.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
He gets blown up just going over these spots.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. I don't know. It's really weird. You were sitting there. You were watching him.
Dude, there's 3 people that I love watching call matches almost as much as their matches, and it's Frankie, him calling a match. Because one, Frankie's kind of hard to hearing.
Yeah.
So you'll say something to him, and he'll be like, "Oh, excuse me," and he'll come in and he'll give you his good ear or something like that.
Yeah, he did that 20 times.
Yeah, you say it, and then the other one is Super Smash Bros. It's French Canadian versions of Chippendale, the chipmunk guys from Disney.
Yeah.
Just running around and the whole match. You see the whole match. You can visualize the entire match, and then you go out there and they do it exactly the way they called it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. And they're all French Canadian guys.
And you see them all, calling it in French.
Yeah.
I was in, I think a match with all of them actually.
Yeah.
I forget who was all in it, but at the time it was just me, Frankie, Uno, and Stu, and they're all just talking French.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what the hell's going on. So they're just fucking, all I heard was Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny.
Yeah.
And that was it. But yeah.
Another one too is Frankie still uses the word goozle.
Yeah, goozle, and then he really grabbed me by the neck.
Yeah. He's like, and then we'll do the goozle spot, and then I heard goozle 20 times in that whole. When you guys were trying to figure out, it was so during when you're calling a match, you have to kind of there's sections you don't have to talk about, and then all the big spots you kind of have to go. And one spot was he was gonna hit Kevin with a choke slam. Was this the tease or was this the actual power bomb?
He hit me with the goozle, and then and if you hear him though, I don't know how many times you heard him while you were sitting there, but he does the sound effects for everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And he's spitting everywhere.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, did the goozle a few times. The second goozle
was the one.
Yeah, the false. And then
or as the French Canadian guys, the deal.
Yeah, the deal.
Yeah, the deal.
What deal?
Yeah,
the deal.
So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy calling a match with them.
Yeah.
Have you done it recently?
No.
Have you ever?
The tag match we did.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that was I remember too, there was, this is so early on from me wrestling. Honestly, in between matches, it's late years for me.
Yeah.
So everybody gets better, and then I'm just kind of oh yeah, I remember a few things that from the last time I wrestled. And I remember him going to thing, and he kept saying waterfall. Over, he's oh, we'll do a waterfall. And he's saying that, and I was Jesse, what the fuck is a waterfall? And he's oh, this is a waterfall, blah, blah. And it made sense, and I knew it in the context of a match. But then he kept saying goozle, and I was
the goozle.
what the fuck is a goozle?
Let's get 3 mics. That'll be our next step.
Yeah.
I think for sure.
Just getting you in.
I heard.
It's just the 2 ports. I don't know how to.
Can't you hook up the other one?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll come with time.
I'm glad Kev said that because that's my favorite. It's weird. We did that tag match with Frankie, but I still feel I don't think me and him did much together, so I still feel I haven't wrestled him. But that's
you took a move from him. I was unconscious at the time,
so
I don't remember what happened.
You
got fucking going back to before we were even talking to the mic. You got fucking he hit you with the exploder and threw you across the ring.
That was almost, as
You
hit.
You almost hit the other side.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Supposed to hit a drop kick too.
Really?
course.
Oh, he does hit a drop kick. Yeah.
He does do it.
Drop kick, but he said fuck it and just.
Exploder suplex instead. That's my favorite part is backstage, like you said, putting the match together with him is almost like just having the match because he gets super sweaty.
Yeah.
He's spitting everywhere.
Oh,
while
he's all
talking.
niacined up too.
Yeah, the nice
burning red.
It's it's at his chest, and then you can see it spreading to the rest of his body.
Yeah,
As he gets more excited.
This is my favorite thing
niacin's just
in the
going
world
down.
is Kevin, we're gonna finish the match with a Steiner screwdriver. This is the most dangerous move in wrestling. I want you to trust me. Amazing.
The thing is, if he told me that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Completely. Sure, Frank.
We're 90% of brothers. I'd be like, nah, man, that's we're gonna do something else.
Just like Kevin.
Said he did it to a dude that was 260.
Fuck that.
I believe it.
He's like, it worked out perfectly, but he kind of sandbagged. I still him up there. So we got there.
I just spiked him on his dome. We just talked
Kevin, I'm gonna hit you with the most dangerous move in wrestling.
What a sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's amazing. Me and Black would like film some stuff in the beginning of the day. And you were a part of it. And then like Frankie came out and he was like sitting there and he just like walks up
smoking a straight up cigarette.
Yeah.
Like no vapor, no e-cig, just a real cigarette.
James from Smash had just given Jesse like all the Saw movies on Blu-ray. Yeah. So like Jesse's like holding his like, Blu-ray as they're like today, and the whole gimmick was like Kevin was gonna like walk up to us like sitting there talking.
Yeah, the idea where you're supposed to come up on the guy and you obviously want to be doing something natural. And James even said, I realized the last show I had like 4 people on their cell phone. So we had to come up with something else besides Andy talking on his cell phone.
I didn't talk to you about this?
No.
So the first time we did it, like Jesse's become one of my best friends. Like we're together like all the time when I'm off tour. So like yesterday, like the whole thing was like we're sitting there talking, and then like Blackhead walks up, and then Jesse's like, "Oh, I'll let you guys talk," and then he like walks away. But the first time we did the take, I was like, "All right, man, I gotta talk to him. You gotta go." I said something like that, and then I was like, I felt really bad after. So you were like on the other side of the truck, and I was like, "Oh man, can we do that again?" And they were like,
him off.
"Yeah," and I was like, I felt really bad about just telling him to like go fuck.
Oh, that's
himself.
what it was. I didn't even know.
No, we were gonna do it again,
okay.
But I was like, oh man, I didn't want to make it look like okay, you got to go now.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, see you.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm like, wait, hang on, that's Saw Blu-ray.
wait, come back with that Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'd like to read the back of that.
I want to see what happens in part 4.
Yeah.
Remember on the way in here, we were talking about, because it's now, most of the majority we've done these was in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's now almost November, and we were like, I wonder if the Sweatbox Studio is going to be like, oh, it's cold. It's not.
It's still hot.
It's really hot.
Very insulated in here.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's not. Like, we were like, oh, what if it's like the exact opposite now where it's freezing?
Okay.
It's still super hot.
We got to get back on topic.
Okay, sorry.
What happened in the last month? Where'd you wrestle? What'd you do?
A lot.
Did anything cool happen? All of our podcasts came out. Now, mind you, like, we have to record them in... We have to record them
because of,
when
like,
I
Andy's
leave,
tour schedule, and
if he goes to Impact, we just got to make sure we have him in the can. So like
yeah.
Last week's episode, or this will be 2 weeks ago, was just me and Jesse talking. Last week was the fan questions. So like when you're listening to me and Jesse talk, the other one, when it was ours, we took the podcast over and said...
the first one where we had 2 mics.
Yeah, there's no...
Now our quality upgrade is...
Yeah, and it's about us.
Yeah.
That one was about us.
It's our shit.
So this one is the second one that's about us.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, what have you been up to?
I can't... I'm horrible. Like, I don't know if it's concussions. If you ask me to rewind like that, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Dude, no.
I mean, I'm sure...
No CT talk on here.
Yeah, I went to Cincinnati
Talk
last
about
week. Stayed at Carl's house. We did. I trained with the HWA Heartland Wrestling Association, and they did like a reunion show. So basically, me and Cherry Bomb went to Cincinnati, stayed with Carl Anderson for a couple days. I did the reunion show. I taught a seminar at their school on Saturday morning, and then we drove back, and then we just did Smash on Sunday.
But you wrestled.
Yeah, Friday wrestled. We did the tag match. It was like. There's different like layers to HWA. Like I trained with Les Thatcher, and I mean, maybe there was because basically Les started it, and then his student Cody Hawk bought it off of him. So there's like the 2 different layers right there.
Yeah.
For it to be like a reunion show, like there was only like a couple guys I originally trained with. A lot of it was like that second tier.
Yeah.
So I kind of know the guys, but it was.
Was Kicking Ass Dude there?
Kicking Ass Dude. Why am I drawing
What
a
have you
blank?
been? Kicking Ass. Cole Cabana.
No, kicking it. Are you talking about Cole Cabana or Bull Payne?
Bull Payne.
No, yeah, because actually Bull used to be when I trained with Les. Bull would teach us on Wednesdays, but now he wasn't there.
That's
he lives in Vegas now.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Very cool.
Last time he did. And
probably
also,
a mercenary.
If you're like if you're a Facebook person, you should follow Bull Payne on Facebook. his
great.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, awesome. Kind of like Rip, like not the same context, but like Rip Rogers, Jim Cornette kind of stuff.
Yeah,
just real old school stuff. Great.
What about the London convention? Did you do anything on the London convention? Like
no, that was that got switched around on me. I was supposed to do PWR. I didn't get booked for the London.
Yeah.
Smash Wrestling does 3 days with the London Comic Con in London, Ontario, and we did it last year.
Yep.
And then this year, I didn't get booked on it this year. But I'm trying to think. Long story short, I was supposed to do PWR in Erie, where we're the tag champs.
Oh yeah,
where we may hold
World
Tag Team Champions of Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Last second, Impact booked me on Scott Demore and Border City Wrestling ran a big show up in Windsor, Ontario. Mm-hmm. So I had to go up and do. Me and Laura had to go up and do that. And which was Rey Mysterio was on the show. It was awesome.
That's so cool.
There was like over 1,000 people, and they filmed some stuff for Impact Television. Like Brett Banks was just on and Terra were just both on TNA. It was awesome.
Which is so cool.
Super cool. So yeah, went up and did that show, which was a blast. It was like Laura was in the opening match with Spinelli.
Yeah.
And like I like watching them. It was like watching like a WWE like house show. Like,
yeah.
It was like, well, holy shit, man, this is great.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, lighting and like big crowd.
Sweet.
So then after we did that, we got out of there late, and it worked out really cool because London, I was in Windsor. London's about halfway between Buffalo and Windsor. So we actually just went and stayed in London with Kev and everybody.
And got a workout in at Tyson Duke's gym.
Normally, yeah, but that we got there at about
what is it called?
2 a.m.
Movati.
Nice gym.
I'll tell you what, they have a weird incline bench there, and it hurts my shoulder every time I use it.
I remember that. So we actually just stayed overnight, but then it was cool. We went to the London Comic Con. Do you remember like where you bought the what's the name of that action movie? Deadliest Prey?
Oh yeah, Deadly Spray. Yeah.
Did you the same people?
Deadly Prey.
Deadly Prey. You bought the shirt for West there.
Yeah.
I bought a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 shirt.
Yeah.
And it was this really nice couple that I got to know that ran the stand, and they were there again this year.
Oh fuck yeah.
And I bought Return of the Living Dead Part 2 shirt off of them.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Laura bought a zombie hat. It was cool to see him again.
Guys. And this is guys or girls, if they're into this.
Uh-huh.
If you want great spank bank material, Return of the Living Dead. When the punk chick gets
the cemetery scene
on the grave and dances. One of the best bods ever.
That's like when I think of that movie, I think I saw that when I was a kid, maybe on like HBO or something. It's probably one of the first sets of tits I've ever seen.
Dude, so horny.
And it's
like immediately right now. I'm like, I can't wait to go home and watch it.
My buddy knows like the quote. Her name's like Tina or something. It's like, oh, Tina's getting naked again.
Yeah.
And she takes her jacket off. She's on the tombstone. And it's like,
dude,
whoa,
she's so hot.
And she does like conventions and stuff now. She's like
I'd
a
love
thing.
to meet her.
Yeah, she's a real thing.
Thank you for the boners. What a creepy thing to say to someone. Thank you for the boners.
Well, Jerry, Colin.
I legit said that to brother that I sat next to at Bola. The dude with the horrible cum shot.
Damn. I don't. Ed Powers.
Ed Powers.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks for the boners, man. Thank you for the boners.
Now, hang on. Now you're getting me going here. There's two.
That's so horrible if we're talking about boners.
Well, Colin. Well, short after Colin Delaney's WWE run, he was doing indie stuff. He did a signing, and he sat next to Sonny.
Wow.
And he said the amount, because at one point Sonny was like, when the internet first came around, she was like the most downloaded thing on the internet. And he said like the amount of guys that come up to her and just hug her and say like, "You're the first thing I ever jerked off to." It's like a normal thing.
That is very creepy.
That's all she gets. Like that's 90% of like.
I have
like, thank
been
you,
there.
Jerked off to you, like all kinds of stuff.
I might be the only guy that jerked off to a porno. Like sad old Sonny, and I was like, Fuck it, man.
It is what
I gotta
it is.
do it. I jerked off to the China one too.
Ooh.
Like I had to. I was like, this is hot. This is China.
I've been waiting to see this for a long time.
Yeah. Had to.
I'm so glad we took this segue though, because like this.
I watched it. I got hard, and I was like, well, all right, here I am. This is what I'm watching.
When you asked me like what I've been up to the past month.
Wait a second. Hang on. Banger. All right, go ahead.
Anyways, they are good.
They're nice.
I don't know if we talked about this already. Peach mango
is the best flavor.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be the worst.
No way.
It's
Peach
awesome.
and mango. You got double header right there.
I mean, it's probably because the can is orange and green. It just looks like a booger
looks very
or something. Cool.
All right, so
hang on. So yeah, because if I would have talked about this, it would have came out of nowhere. So we're kind of there.
Cool. Boners.
You kind of brought it up yesterday.
Nearing my ass.
Nope.
Okay.
We'll go there after.
Right.
So I was telling you about the new Chucky movie. I think it's Cult of Chucky.
Oh,
it's on Netflix.
We talked about this last night.
Yeah. So Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she. I went down this like rabbit hole. Is that what they're called? Rabbit holes?
Yeah,
like a rabbit hole of her, because there was a time before where like she's real into poker. For a while, she looked like a porn star. Like
Dude.
she had huge tits.
Still one of the.
I mean,
my main.
Yeah.
In my tug bank.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's ever done anything nude.
Well, I could sew it down my rabbit hole. Yeah.
Laura's not home, and I was just.
Well, then, okay, so like, how do I explain this? Because it's like, to me, it's crazy, but it's really not that crazy. There's this movie called The Getaway, the 90s.
I know all about it.
Is Alec Baldwin in it? No, it's.
You're talking about
I think it's Tom Sizemore.
Yeah. And
there's a scene in there where basically it's like Tom Sizemore. I don't know. He's a heel. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Drifter.
Tom Sizemore, the poor man's Michael Madsen.
Yeah, exactly. I always get the two of them confused.
Yeah.
So so I don't know. I don't know if he like kidnaps this couple.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. Basically, I didn't put it together that was Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
But back in the day, this has been in the back.
This is because she had a boob job.
This is pre-boob job.
Okay.
So.
Still very hot.
Yeah. So, there's a scene that I've remembered my entire life where, yeah, he did kidnap them because he eventually, he was, tying he eventually, tied the husband up.
Yeah.
And because the husband was, really nerdy, but the wife was nerdy but kind of hot.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where the husband is tied up in the bathroom and he's on a chair and he starts like wiggling his way over to the door. And it's as he gets to the door, you see Jennifer Tilly riding Tom Sizemore. And it was I remember when I saw it, just as a teenager, I was like, that's the hottest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's cuckolding. That's a whole scene. I've been there.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's cuckolding?
So was it the wife?
Yes.
And Tom Sizemore was
Jennifer Tilly's the wife, and Tom Sizemore was the drifter that kidnapped them.
Yeah, that's a cuckold situation.
Oh, okay.
The husband's watching the chick get banged.
But the husband's freaking out, no, you son of a bitch.
That's also part of the cuckold situation.
So,
and him being tied up, that's the perfect situation.
But so my story basically here is I'm down this Jennifer Tilly rabbit hole. I typed her into Pornhub, and that came up, and I was this scene that I remembered as a kid. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was Jennifer Tilly.
This is awesome.
Yeah, these two worlds just collided.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're at this right now. I will give you my top 5 tugs. Right?
Yeah. Are these just chicks or scenes?
No, this is movie scenes.
Okay,
but
cool.
I love the tug.
Well, The Getaway is my number 1.
Oh, it is great. It's not my top 5, but Return of the Living Dead is up there. I mean, that dance scene is hot.
Yeah.
There is this movie, I can't remember the name of it, and you're gonna automatically know that what my favorite type of girl is from this. Mm-hmm. There is a Lucy Liu scene where she gets thrown into a snake pit.
Oh boy.
And she's getting bit by venomous snakes, and a dude jumps in to help her, and they just start banging with snakes just biting them. And she gets nude in it, and it is fantastic.
Do you know the name of the movie?
I can't remember it. I'll look it up in a second.
Good God.
When I get my phone, it's amazing.
And they're just getting attacked by snakes?
Oh, the whole time they're getting bit by snakes, and they just keep boning.
Dude.
Very cool.
Yeah, very.
And she has like she has a, she got it taken off. Like laser remove. She had like a, bang.
You okay over
a
there?
Bang burp. Bang burp.
She has an around the mouth goatee.
She has an around the mouth goatee, much like yours. No, she has like an armband.
Oh,
like tattoo.
Okay.
And like some early Lucy Liu, like when she first started, I think she was like Lucy Ann Liu or something like that.
Okay.
Like before she turned into just Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
But she had like an armband tattoo that she got like lasered off.
They also have like the Rockets. They have that spray where they cover.
Oh
it up.
yeah.
So it could be that too.
Another one.
Showdown
in Little Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Asia Carrere.
Tia Carrere. Asia Carrere is a porn star who imitates her. Yeah.
You can just see nude.
And I think we talked about this. That's not her. I guarantee.
I still have tugged.
Yeah.
Numerous
it
times.
Just took
I don't
me
care
a
who
long.
that body is, but just the imagination that.
Because if you go back.
Tia Carrere, you're very weird, man.
I was gonna say, is it weed?
Oh, Kev just picked something off
Some
the
dust
ground and
off
just
before.
smelled it.
Thinking it was weed.
Yeah.
Like a weed stump?
A little bit.
Somebody's leaving weed in here.
Yeah.
In the studio is a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. So that's a good tug.
I got very disappointed when believe me, I've watched that many a times.
Yeah.
I used to have a VHS tape.
Oh yeah.
It had Showdown in Little Tokyo and then Double Impact with Van Damme.
Oh
right
yeah.
after it.
Hey, Double Impact, Van Damme has one of my favorite scenes in it when he's coming down the stairs and a pigeon just attacks him. Legit. I didn't jerk off to that, but like he just gets attacked by a pigeon as he's walking down the thing. They just kept it in the movie.
There's two where like one, the dude's arguing because the dude's wife almost hooked up with the brother. I mean, they do later, but like, and he goes, "Never in my life would I wear black silk underwear." Like he's like the bad one.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can tell because he's got his hair pulled back.
It's slick. Yeah, the bad one has his hair slicked back.
Great.
And then later, the bad one is like at this house, and the good brother's out with the wife, and they're like taking a boat back home.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he's just getting hammered and envisioning them like banging, but they're not.
Yeah.
And like he's the one part he slams this bottle of alcohol and then blows it out his nose almost like a snot rocket.
Yeah.
And he hits the wall. He's like, "Motherfucker!" And I was like, "Man, this guy's awesome."
Yeah. The bad brother was great.
Yeah, he was pretty.
They were
sweet.
both great.
Oh, and that was when the brothers first meet, he like because the wife is like hitting on him.
Yeah.
And he cuts, and it's like, oh wait, there's a second Van Damme with his hair slicked back. He has a cigar in his mouth. He takes it out and goes, and then headbutts him in the face, and that's what got you.
Yeah. Wow, we should get some stuff out of that movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. That's just 3 right there. I'm trying to think of the last 2.
But it's not to be a downer, but it was very disappointing to me when I learned as well. Like if you rewatch Showdown in Little Tokyo, like they show Tia Carrere, but then when they show like they cut. And then it's obviously like with the head cut off, it's like a different body.
Of course.
With like big fake tits. I don't think she has fake tits.
I'm going to say this right now. Like, do you ever have hopeful tug moments where you're like, fuck, here it comes?
Nothing.
And then it just doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
The girlfriend from Eastbound and
Down?
Down?
Yeah, it never happens.
Dude, like, ugh.
Yeah.
And they use a body double.
Yeah, for the
one scene where she's like naked.
Yeah.
This podcast is going down a great road.
This is definitely a turn we've never taken.
This is like getting like Howard Stern type.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine.
Listen,
you're listening to our podcast, you're getting reality, all right? And the reality is, I get boners.
When we say we are reality, we really mean it by jerk-off stories.
Yes. And I remember, I'm talking like, I would be like, there was certain episodes of Eastbound and Down where I'd be like, all right, and I'd start unzipping, I'd be unbuttoned, like ready. Like, here we go, man. They're going to meet, they're going to bone, this is going to be fucking awesome. Like, and then nothing, man. Like, just ready, like, oh, here we go. And then I'm just like, oh. Then you, like, have to, like, the sour, like, fuck, it didn't happen type of thing. Like, then you have to go into, like, porn world on your phone or your computer
to make up for it
and find a girl that you'd think that's what her body would look like. So like then that's a whole like 2-hour search of just like okay, and you're typing in like she's kind of like thicker. So you're typing in the word thick in the search thing, and then it's just big dicks.
Not what you're looking
just keep
for.
coming up, yeah, just like big dicks, which is fine. Yeah. And then you're still searching. You're like, okay, big natural tits, and then you put it in there, and you're like, nah, man, come on, like this. She's kind of like she looks like she could be like Hawaiian or something like that, but man,
dude, did you have more scenes?
No, there's 2 more, but I can't remember. I have to I'm pretty sure I probably tugged to like a Conan.
I'll probably think of more at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
today.
And then obviously tug.
You could just make it a segment on the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Give us some tug things, guys. We're gonna give you some tug stuff. Yeah. That's what we do. Here's your homework for tonight. Like, find that Lucy. I'm telling you, it's hot.
Check out Jennifer Tilly in The Getaway.
Oh,
it rules.
I always wanted Christy Swanson. Was like another one. She was so hot. Dude.
Another funny one is she's in The Program.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you
I'm
want me to tell
not
you my program story?
Yeah. Can I just say that's the best football. I'm not a big football guy.
That's great.
Movie. It's the best football movie ever made.
So.
Yeah.
The douchebag.
She's in The Program.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So the douchebag that plays Latimer.
Yeah. Oh, have you? Because I know he tried to be a wrestler.
Oh, I tried to fight him numerous
times.
Gotcha.
Okay.
His name's Andrew Bernarski. And he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
So this is a no bullshit. This is not making any part of this story up. I promise you. Sometimes I will say this: Andy Williams will embellish just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make a story look really good. I'm a good storyteller.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you got to make some of the boring parts. You got to just put a little bit of like sheen on them.
Believe me, Carl Anderson is the king of embellishing stories.
But it's not like I'm not lying on him. It's just I want everybody to be
better.
I want everybody to be captivated.
It's like you're throwing sprinkles on the ice cream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. This no embellishing. So
isn't embellished?
No embellishing.
Gotcha.
So we're sitting on our bus. It was during it was Ozfest 2004. That Ozfest was like packed. Like it was like us, Throwdown, God forbid, Devil Driver, who else was on it? There were so many bands. Unearth was on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was so stacked. So here's the thing. This is going to come into play. God forbid, the band God forbid, is 4 black dudes and 1 like Sasquatch, like metal dude.
Okay.
Like big white metal dude. Like 6'4", long hair, beard.
Yeah.
Every Time I Die is 4 skinny white dudes and a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
So we're on our bus and we're chilling there, and this enormous man comes on the bus wearing it was definitely a New England Patriots jersey. I can't for sure say it was like a Tom Brady jersey or like a Drew Bledsoe jersey.
Uh-huh.
But he walks on our bus. Immediately, I'm like, oh shit, that's Latimer.
Yeah.
So he walks on our bus, he sits down, and the first words out of his mouth is, dude, God forbid, you guys are like my favorite band. And we all just look at each other like, what the fuck?
What a bummer.
Like, yeah. And he goes, oh, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Leatherface. So now this dude is talking in the third person as Leatherface.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what Leatherface always says. He would say stuff like that. It's
almost like college bro
this
stuff.
This sucks. And as soon as he goes, and you know my movie, I know names and stuff like that. Legit. He goes, yeah, I'm Leatherface. I go, oh yeah, you were also like the bodyguard in Hudson Hawk. You were also Zangief in Street Fighter.
Uh-huh.
You were also the steroid guy in Any Given Sunday. You were also Latimer in The Program.
Yeah.
You were also, and I'm just like naming.
He was
all
in the
these
college
things.
movie too.
And he legit just looks at the other dudes and goes, who the fuck is this dude? And I'm sitting next to him and I look like a baby. That's how big this is. He's huge.
Uh-huh.
So he just like continues to talk and he's like using the thing and we're just like, dude, we got to get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
We're like, hey man, we got to like do some things. Can you please leave? So he like goes. Later on, I see him like huddled over something. Mm-hmm. And I see like Ken from Unearth and Buzz from Unearth and like Doyle. I think Doc and Dallas from God Forbid were there.
Yeah.
And they're all like
his favorite band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all looking over this like really cheap guitar that has like Leatherface spray painted on it.
Uh-huh.
Or like airbrushed on it. And as I'm walking up, he legit says the words, "You know what Leatherface always says?" And I was like, "Ugh!" And I go, "He doesn't say words."
Yeah.
And then he goes, and just closes the case and leaves because everybody was just laughing in his face.
Yeah.
So
That sucks.
I've had numerous run-ins with this guy over the years. And one time, now mind you, if anyone at home is like wondering how big a bathroom is on a bus, it holds you.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like an airplane bathroom.
Yeah, you're not fucking anyone in there.
Yeah.
So this one time, now mind you, and this is another thing too, like when you see a band that has a bus, that's their house.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't walk into people's houses.
Yeah.
You knock on the door.
Yeah.
This dude just walks on the bus with a girl.
Oh.
He sits on, this is like years later, like 3 years later.
Yeah.
And he gets on the bus and he sits there and like he doesn't know who the fuck we are, obviously.
Yeah.
And he walks on the bus and he's just sitting there and he's got this girl and he's like groping this girl. It was disgusting. And
Like on your bus?
oh yeah.
God.
And he goes, "Oh, you guys want to know how Leatherface parties? We'll teach you." And then takes this girl into our bathroom. Now I can barely fit in this bathroom.
Yeah.
Now this guy has a girl, him and this girl,
Exactly.
in a bathroom. What are they doing in our bathroom?
Dude.
They close it, they lock it. At the time, this is one of the Sounds of the Underground tours. I made really good friends with the head of security, and this guy was like a Diablo biker from Philly.
Okay.
So like, and he actually looked like Zangief. He was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
So I go grab him, like, "Hey man, like this fucking Leatherface dude is on our bus.
Yeah.
Like, let's get him the fuck out of here,
Please.
Like, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And I used to like help this dude out. We used to like work out every morning.
Yeah.
And stuff like a sick like prison workout. It was great.
Sweet.
So we like walk out of the bus. He like pounds on the door. He's like, "All right, dude, you gotta go."
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets off the bus. He's like, "Good." And the first thing he says when he gets out of the bathroom, he looks at me. He goes, "Man, look at your traps, dude. How you get those traps like that?" And I was like, "Dude, get the fuck off our bus."
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of like, "Oh, this is sick," that he's actually like
Yeah.
giving me some props on
Yeah,
my
he's
traps.
brothering me up.
But get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we get him off the bus or whatever, and I'm like thinking like this fucking dude is gonna be so mad, and then I'm gonna fist fight him. And anytime there's a situation like this, I think like this: if he knocks me out, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
He's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
But if I put one on his jaw and
Exactly.
put him dead,
You
I
got-
knocked out Leatherface.
You got nothing to lose.
I knocked out Leatherface. I beat up Zangief. I beat
Vladimir.
off Vladimir.
Uh-huh.
I beat off Vladimir. I just said that. So I got jerking off on my mind. So we get him off the bus, and I'm like, here he goes. He's going to say something super fucking shitty. And he just gets off the bus. He's like, "All right, dude, I'm sorry, man." And I was like, no, like, come on, man. Like, in my head, I'm like, be aggressive right now. Like, bah. And then Diablo Brothers just like, "You got to leave now. Go. Just go." And just kicks the guy off the premises.
See ya.
It was awesome.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, it was cool. The dude sucks. If you're from the LA area, you've probably seen him before and
Yeah,
out
it's-
and stuff. But he goes by Bernard.
It sucks. That's like not surprising.
He stinks. Andrew Bernarski. We use full names on this podcast.
I think that's the rule when you talk about people from high school. You have to use full names.
Or people from movies.
I'm gonna rewind to some perp stuff. We started talking about the program because Christy Swanson, and she was Buffy the Vampire Slayer too, right? I think in the
No.
original with like Pee Wee Herman.
Was she?
Yeah, not
Okay.
the TV show, the movie.
Yeah.
There's a scene. My best friend Neil Bibziak pointed this out in the program. Remember the quarterback was like a real renegade.
Yeah, Craig Sheffer. The star of the Turbulence movies.
Yeah.
Where like things go awry on planes. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
Gotcha. So he had
Star of the movie Nightbreed.
Oh shit, he was.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
That's fuck. Me and Laura just watched Nightbreed not too long ago,
Dude,
and that's why he looks so familiar.
It's great.
Yeah,
One of my favorites.
it's
Everything is a character. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So he had like he's like the badass fucking quarterback, and he had a motorcycle, and he takes Christy Swanson on a motorcycle ride to like show off, and they go off like a jump, like a ramp, and like how Neil noticed this, it's like a half a second long, and he paused it, and like her skirt goes up, and you can, but it's not her. It's like it's like a stunt chick because you can't see her face or anything, and he's like, yo, check it out, and it's like. Sweet, Neil. It's kind of weird that you noticed that.
I love that.
How you caught that. But anyways. This is weird to bring up, but I guess like
Narrowing my butthole?
that's the
Okay, all right. You said weird. I thought that's where we were going.
I mean, it
All
is
right.
good because we
Go ahead.
We gotta get to it eventually.
Go ahead.
Like this was in the for the table chat. I don't know if you saw it because it goes off 60 times a day, so a lot of times you miss stuff.
Yeah.
They did the screenshot of SmackDown invaded Raw and Natty Neidhart grabbing Zack Ryder. If you see that on Monday Night Raw when it happened, it's literally. Did you see the screenshot, Kev?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see like the actual like when it happened on Monday Night Raw? It's like less than a second. How somebody even saw that and thought to like screenshot it like really weirded me out. Like it's so fast. Like we rewound it like 4 times. It was like, how did somebody even like catch that?
It didn't even look like it, right?
Yeah, and then like to see that picture looks horrible, and it's just like, man, like,
Face is like,
yeah, it's like
violent.
we live in very strange times for somebody to make that into like a thing. And just real quick, you know my segment I like to do of we live in amazing times.
Yeah, it's great.
Stranger Things 2 is. I'm only 2 episodes in.
I haven't watched an episode. Maybe tonight.
I was on number 2 today, and I was on the couch thinking to myself, man, we live in really great times because this show is so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There's so much
That's
sick
it.
stuff that happens. Like the fact that like this year, like I feel like I've seen 2 of the best movies I've ever seen, which we haven't. We said we were going to talk about Blade Runner because the last time, if you guys are listening to this,
Oh yeah, we said we were going to see it.
2
We did.
podcasts ago, we were talking about Blade Runner.
You were on tour,
and I was on tour. Wind River and Blade Runner are 2 of the best movies I've ever seen, and they came out this year.
Yeah.
War of the Planet of the Apes came out this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because I think that like movies, there's like movie years and they happen like every other year, and I can't remember like what great movies came out last year, but like already I've seen. I mean, I know the year is almost over.
Yeah.
But like 3 movies that like blew me away, including like the new. Like we got to see a new Alien movie this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's fucking
So
crazy.
much cool
2017.
Yeah.
You get to see a new Blade Runner, a new Alien movie, and a sick Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah.
And then there's movies like Wind River that come out that are like mind blowing.
Yeah, and Blade Runner. Yeah. It was. I think it was the last one when we talked about Black Rain.
Yeah.
I should have wrote this because I knew I was going to talk about it on the podcast. I should have wrote it down. Basically, I have a Fire Stick, and it wasn't working properly, so I couldn't find Black Rain. So I had to go to. You can search years. So I went to the year it came out, which I don't feel like Googling. It's like 92 or something.
Yeah.
So I searched the year Black Rain came out. Man, the movies that came out that year.
92?
I don't know, whatever year Black Rain came
yeah.
out. It was like Bill and Ted, Leviathan, Abyss.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like...
How crazy is it you had 2 movies that year based on underwater horror?
Yeah, I remember they both came out at like the same time. Because
very
I've
cool.
never seen either of them, and I thought
they're great.
Yeah, I got to watch them.
They're great.
Yeah, I should write down the list. It was just complete bangers.
Yeah.
So you nared your butthole.
Hang on, I got to go to tour. So I was on tour the last time.
Oh, you're going to get to Blade Runner? Sorry.
I went across Canada.
Yeah.
And let me say, like,
You were, like, up in Canada.
Yeah, I love Canada. Like, I think Canada is, like, it's so vast. And you just see so much. And it's, like, one of those things where, like, you have this sounds so, like, just whack and weak. But whatever. Like, you have so much time to reflect. Because, like, everything is sensory overload. Like, when you're in a city, you have cars driving nonstop.
Yeah, buildings.
Like, there's just, like, lights and stuff like that. And then you go to Canada and you have to do a drive from, like, Thunder Bay to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
There's no lights.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the woods for hours and
I've
hours
heard,
and hours. And, like, it's a really cool experience to do.
That's probably why the people are so great.
Yeah. And, I know I put it over... and if anyone's listening from like Eastern Canada, like Moncton and that, and I know there was for sure at the first show, it was the first show in Canada was this is gonna kill me. I can't remember it, but a few people came up to me and said they loved the podcast. And it was awesome.
That's my favorite thing to hear right now.
Yeah. So like, bring us there.
Yeah.
Like Butcher the Blade want to wrestle there.
Yeah. I know guys that run shows like up in like Timmins and like Thunder Bay. And when the crew goes up there, they have like a fucking blast.
Yeah. So like, think about like Thunder Bay's the other way.
Not bad.
But,
Timmins, maybe I
Yeah.
was off. But
we played
anyways,
Timmins on this. We played Timmins on this tour.
It's great.
How about this? All right, and this is, I'll never talk shit about Nick Storch. He's our booking agent.
Uh-huh.
But Nick Storch, how do you book a show in Ottawa? Skip Kingston. We skipped Kingston. We skipped Hamilton. We skipped Toronto.
Yeah, it's weird.
We skipped London.
Uh-huh.
We skipped all the Windsor.
Yeah.
And drove all the way to Timmins.
Yeah.
It was like a 14, 15-hour drive.
Yeah, just missed all
Ottawa
that stuff.
to Timmins.
Oof.
That's where I saw Blade Runner.
In Timmins?
And I saw it on that drive. We had like a day off somewhere.
Yeah.
And we skipped.
Did
all
you go
these,
by
like-
yourself? Because I remember you said your manager was going to go with you, and he flaked, right? So did you
Oh yeah, no. I told our tour manager, I was like, I need to see it the day it comes out.
Yeah.
And then he didn't listen
He
to me
flaked.
at all.
Yeah, gotcha.
He didn't want to see it.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want to see it. You know, like I wanted to see it. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Jamie, our merch guy, was like my movie guy on this one, so we went and saw it, and that was like top priority. I remember we ate a really good meal.
It's perfect.
At Shoeless Joe's.
Perfect.
In Canada.
Uh-huh.
Got a little nap in because I drove that night.
Yep.
Before.
Yep.
Went and saw Blade Runner, and it was just awesome.
It's long.
I know that I said
put some time
something
in.
about how. Oh, it was Thanksgiving. I saw it on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that you
Wait,
don't
no,
remember.
it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was.
Wait, Thanksgiving? What, you mean?
It was their Thanksgiving. It was
Canadian
Canada's
Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
We saw it
Okay.
on that day. So when we were walking back,
Yeah.
I hit a number 2 that I've never done before.
Uh-huh.
Tony Roma's.
Oh,
I've never been to Tony Roma's, and I got a full like turkey dinner there.
Oh, okay.
Because they had some deal on turkey dinner. Ate a turkey dinner.
Legit.
Some really nice woman let me like charge my phone behind the bar.
Uh-huh.
They had super sick internet there.
The little details go a long way.
It was awesome. Then went back and I fell asleep and it was great. But yeah, Blade Runner was like my.
Hey guys, it would have been really cool if there would have been a way to see it and not know Harrison Ford was in it.
Oh,
because he doesn't show up for like almost an hour and a half. But I mean, that's impossible.
Blade
it's
Runner,
still fucking cool.
Blade Runner Run. Blade Runner
Run. Yeah.
Is my number 1 favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, you've said that.
Numerous. That's the most beautiful movie I think ever made. Like looking wise, everything that is said. There's like barely any speaking in that movie. There's not a lot of talk.
Yeah.
In that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the scenes. Ridley Scott is just a fucking genius. Also did a little movie called Black Rain.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's amazing.
I'm embarrassed. Last podcast that I didn't know who Brian James was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the guy.
Yeah, and he's Blade Runner's.
Always
Runner's a big one for him.
How sick would Brian James be in a live action G.I. Joe movie as one of the Dreadnoughts?
Oh,
Like he was made for a
yeah,
Dreadnought.
literally, that's exactly the role he was made for.
And they just dropped the ball on those G.I. Joe movies.
Oh my god! I literally just said that to somebody today. I was doing nerd talk at the gym, and it was like the fact that they have not made a good GI Joe movie. All they need to do is make a movie based off of the cartoon movie, because the cartoon movie is the coolest thing ever made.
Dude, Duke says hell or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
shit. And gets stabbed in the chest by a snake from Serpentor at the end, and blood flies everywhere.
Yeah. So like, I remember like there was a few times where I went to the movies being really excited. I think I've talked about Captain America on this one. Where the band ruined it for me.
Yeah.
So like I'd been waiting
that was the one you were waiting
for a Captain America movie my entire life.
Uh huh.
And then like the band ruined it for me after.
Yeah.
Like I should have just went by myself.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, I went by myself.
Uh-huh.
I remember I sat in the handicap seat.
Uh huh. Was it sold out, or you just did that?
I just did that.
Gotcha.
It was a very important day.
Uh-huh.
Day it came out. It was open. It was right there. I needed a seat. And I remember the movie ending, and I remember being so sad because it ruined my childhood.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe was like so big in my life. I can name
and it's so
many. I think I can name probably 200 characters.
I feel like that's the thing. There's so many characters. Like it's such an easy movie to make.
Yeah.
Like fuck, man. How do you screw that up?
I
never saw the second one. I turned it on once for like 5 minutes on Netflix.
Watching the Wolverine Origins movie, where like Deadpool makes his like debut.
Yeah.
That was another one where I was like, I went to the fucking red carpet premiere of that.
Oh.
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it crushed me.
Yeah, sucks.
It's so bad.
It's real bad.
And I got in because a buddy of mine who worked for Vans at the time hooked Hugh Jackman up with some shoes, and we got like tickets for that. So we went and I sat right behind Halle Berry.
That's
literally right behind her. I almost knocked John Voight over. He was there. Crazy Mel Gibson was there. Like right after he like said all the dumb shit.
Gotcha.
With crazy beard. Clint Eastwood was there.
I
was in the same room as Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, it almost like doesn't sound enjoyable. It just sounds stressful.
Oh, it was so stressful.
Jeez.
So then the movie ends and 21st Century Fox lady comes up. And I gotta tell this part of the story.
Okay.
So they made two characters up. They made there was like a Korean dude.
Yeah.
It was Agent X.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made up the Will.I.am character.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't real. I think they like
just to put Will.
Well, they also made Deadpool up too. So like,
yeah.
When you go into those things, it's at is it Mang's Chinese Theater? That's where they always do the premieres.
I don't know.
Right? Did I say that right? If you're listening to this, if it's I think it's Mang's Chinese Theater. That's where they do all the premieres in Hollywood. So go to it. It's like huge, a big thing. Like fucking Hugh Jackman rolls up on a Harley and like you know what I mean, like that type of shit.
Gotcha.
So when you're walking in the door, they take everybody's cell phone from them. They put it in a manila envelope.
Oh, really?
Put your name on it, and then you pick it up after.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So go in, do my thing. I'm sitting there. Angelica Houston looks at my hand tattoos and goes, interesting. Literally says that to me.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
I mean, remember from the movie Witches. Like, big movie for me, Witches.
Yeah.
Probably tugged to her in the movie Grifter, like with John Cusack. Love an older woman.
Oh,
so she says that, and then I'm like, oh, guys, I got to piss. So I go up. I fucking run up these stairs. And John Voight's like right at the top of the stairs, and I literally had him by the hips, like boom,
move.
And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, John Voight." And then he like tried to drop some like knowledge on me about like, "Hey man, I've never gotten anywhere faster, like rushing in life or something like that." And I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
Yeah,
and then
just like old man advice. Yeah.
Like go down, I take a piss, I come up, I'm getting like everything's free at those things. So like you're getting like popcorn and sodas like free. So I grab a popcorn, I grab a soda, and Ryan Reynolds is right there. Mm-hmm. So I asked Ryan Reynolds like, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" And Ryan Reynolds goes, "Are you a comic nerd?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "You're gonna hate the movie." And I was like, "Oh wow, okay, thank you very much." And I like grabbed it and just walked away. Like he knew the answer.
That's great.
Of what I was gonna say. You know what I mean? So go sit down.
That's like that's one of the coolest things I've ever
awesome.
heard.
It was so cool. So I sit down. Movie happens. It's dog shit. Grab my shit, go. Our bass player at the time, Josh Newton, and Kurt, the dude that I went in with for Vans, they snuck their phones in and just went to the side. So when you go to pick your phone up, you have to walk the red carpet.
Oh, okay.
So you go out. Who's in front of me? Agent X, who happens to be like Korea's version of Brad Pitt. He's like the biggest star in Korea. So he's got like an entourage with him. So he goes down the red carpet. Nobody gives a shit. No one's taking pictures of him. And here's me, just like fat Andy. It was when I gave up too. Like, this is like gave up Andy.
Struggling.
Like, looked like Barney the Bear. Had like a big old gut. Like walking, probably wearing like an XL shirt. Should have been wearing a 2X.
You have like your grown out, like bleach blonde hair.
Shit beard. Probably really hanging on to like whatever strands are left up there. And he's walking out just checking to see if like his mom texted him. No one's texting him at that point. Nobody gives a shit. So I'm walking out and one like girl is there and goes, "Oh my god, is that Andy from Every Time I Die?" And she's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And then pictures just start flying. Just me walking the red carpet. I'm like, what is happening? I probably had mustard on my shirt. Nobody's taking pictures of Agent X, and he actually gets pissed.
Oh.
He turns around and goes, "Who is this dude?" Like that. And he gets mad. His entourage is like, "Who are you?"
It's such a strange
and I'm
world.
Like, just a dude. And
like, I was just trying to leave.
Get one picture with this girl.
Yeah.
It's like this poor, this girl.
Sorry, man. She likes my band.
Everyone's taking pictures of me as I'm walking out. Though I get out, Kurt and Josh are just like, "What the fuck was that?"
It's amazing.
Like, I don't know. Like, we go across the street. 21st Century Fox comes up, and it was like she had some like young actress with her, and she's like, "Hey, can she sit with you guys?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." So this girl's sitting with us, and 21st Century Fox girl is like hyped on something.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it was some sort of drug.
Yeah.
She was just really.
She had a lot going on.
She was moving around really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Mover and a
she
shaker.
goes, what did you think? What did you think? Oh my God, give me your honest opinion. And I'm just
no.
it was awesome.
Uh-huh.
It was one of the best movies I've ever seen. I mean, you guys captured it all.
Killed it.
Blah, blah, and Kurt's doing the same thing. And
Yeah.
she walks away, and this young actress is like, you're not an actor, right? And I was like, no. And she's like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I knew you were lying the whole time.
Yeah, you didn't.
Whatever. But that was like another one where like my childhood just got ruined.
Yeah.
Like that G.I. Joe one was like it like looked like a slap in the face. No one even looked like fucking Duke.
Did you see Channing Tatum was on Howard Stern? Not to promote G.I. Joe.
I'm gonna say this. I love Channing Tatum.
Well, listen to this. He's on Stern, and like Stern puts over like he's obviously not a fan. He's like, oh
Stern
yeah,
doesn't
G.I.
know
Joe
shit.
was like a fun action movie. And he goes, and Channing Tatum goes, God, I hate that movie. And he goes,
Yeah.
what? And he's like, dude, it was terrible. And he goes,
It was awful.
He said when they asked him to do G.I. Joe, he was like, yeah, cool. Can I be Snake Eyes? And they were just
Yeah.
like, no, like this. And he's like, dude, he's like, it sucked.
It's
like
terrible.
it's like the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, like that G.I. Joe cartoon movie, I could go on about that for the next 45
It's
minutes.
awesome.
It's amazing. Another like that, and then from the series G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
when you remember when they created Serpentor?
Yes.
Like they went off and they got stuff from like Genghis Khan,
Yes.
and they like that story is phenomenal.
Amazing.
It was like a 6-part miniseries.
Yes.
And it's the first one they made was like a pink glob, like they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like it's
Hey,
the best fucking story
We're talking
ever.
I'm talking about like What a Time to Be Alive.
Uh-huh.
They like remade it and made it a good movie,
Yeah.
an enjoyably good movie.
Yes.
They put in a first half and a second half. Why can't they do that with G.I. Joe then?
Yeah.
Just do the first half
Yeah.
and like go up to making Serpentor.
Yeah.
And like the process they did, boom, come out, Serpentor is like there alive.
Yeah.
Yo, Nemesis Enforcer.
That's where I was just like, so I just had this conversation with Joe Coleman,
Mm-hmm.
like at the Windsor show I was talking about. And like, I brought up Nemesis Enforcer, and he just like, cause he's a meathead, and he
Yeah.
just like was like, whoa. And then I
Yeah.
told him, I actually, for like a questionnaire thing, they text me like, Impact text me like, what's the name of my finisher? And I told them
Yeah.
Nemesis Enforcer.
Yeah, I read
and
that.
Joe
I remember
thought
that.
it was Joe like lost his mind.
Yeah.
He loved it. Like, yeah, like G.I. Joe, like if it isn't cool enough for the movie, they bring in this whole extra of Cobra Law.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah,
The coolest dudes.
Globulus, the fucking
Yeah.
and that dude, it's the best fucking story of all
Yeah.
time.
It's so good.
Yeah, no, well then me and Joe were talking. It is kind of disappointing when then like Sergeant Slaughter just beats the shit out of Nemesis Enforcer at the end of the movie.
Very weak.
Yeah, he's like double X handling him and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like Slaughter at that time too was probably like 50.
Yeah, well,
Would have been blown up.
in the cartoon. He's doing just
Yeah,
fine.
he's just doing fine.
But that was because there was like the young renegade guy, and they sent him to like Slaughter's camp in
Yeah.
like the desert, and like it's so fucking.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
That the same in the Transformers cartoon is amazing. too.
Amazing. That one. Why can't you just do that?
Yeah, just
Have
make
Hot
that
Rod.
movie.
Hot Rod is sick.
The opening scene of the cartoon Transformers movie, Megatron, who is his assistant?
Ready for this? I'm about to blow your mind.
Uh-huh.
In Boogie Nights, remember when Mark Wahlberg and John C. Reilly?
Real quick, Boogie Nights has to be one of the top 5 best movies ever made.
Yo,
Ever. Anyways.
talk about Tug. That's in there. Heather Graham.
Oh yeah.
When she comes out and she's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm ready to fuck."
Yeah,
and
rips-
she just
rips her shirt
bra-
off.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like a million
And
people
then-
haven't been waiting for that.
Yeah, and then Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
Like I was never into redheads.
Nobody was.
And then it was just
ever.
like,
Yeah.
I love redheads.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds in that movie is just
Perfect.
top of his game. Exactly.
Yeah, best line of that movie is like, she's down there getting. Oh fuck. What is it?
Shit, I know what you're talking about.
It's William H Macy. He's like,
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
she's down there getting an ass in her cock. That's he like screws up cock and ass.
What is he? Oh, he calls
John.
he calls jizz joy juice at
Yeah,
one point.
yeah,
Neil,
yeah.
That Neil
Yeah.
that was from then on. Neil always says joy juice.
Yeah,
because
great.
he's talking about how he wants people to watch a porno, and he's like, yeah, after the guy sprays his joy juice, he wants them to like finish watching the
Yeah.
movie. That's his goal.
Okay, so
Anyways, we just really
the
got it.
song. Remember where they become like,
Yeah, they start
become
writing
it?
songs. Yeah,
the song that they sing
Uh-huh.
is the opening song from Transformers.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
same song.
Like the show Transformers.
Yeah, no, the movie from the movie.
Really?
It's the same song.
I'm gonna look that up tonight.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah, so you can see it like the song that they like. They're like, it's a hit, man. I'm a star.
Yeah.
And he like is talking about that
yeah.
like, you don't get it, man. This is gonna sell 1 million records.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Yeah. And the song is the song from Transformers the movie.
God, that's incredible.
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson. He's amazing.
Who is? There's Megatron, and then who is his like assistant that hated him?
Starscream.
Starscream. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie starts and they take over a ship of like good Transformers, and like blast everybody away.
Yeah.
And then like this one babyface Transformer is like still kind of alive and like is like trying to crawl up Megatron's leg, and he has that huge gun in his arm and he just blasts him in the head. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's really heavy duty.
Awesome.
Yeah. Optimus Prime dies and like comes back as like a white god. It's dude.
Yeah.
He said, just make that movie. That's all you got to do.
It's fantastic.
Shit. We have Kev, how long have we been going for?
It's been over an hour.
Yeah, I think so. We still haven't talked about your butthole.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm just going to get to it. The elephant in the room this week is my butthole.
It's actually really cool how we've been bringing it up. We've teased it, and now we're going to wrap it up with this epic story.
So a couple years ago,
shit, man.
I shaved my butthole.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, this is probably about 8 years ago. I shaved my butthole.
How long did that take?
I'm a fucking hairy dude.
Yeah, it had to take
my
a long
butt
time.
crack probably looks like, no joke, because I'm blonde. My butt crack. You ever like do that thing where you like pick up like an old 2x4 that's like by the garage, and then there's just like spider eggs down there, and it's just like a big thing of spider webs.
Yeah,
like that's what my butt crack looks like. Just a bunch of spider babies in my butt crack. Like you can't see my butthole.
It's just a jungle.
Through this jungle of fur. Not that I've looked at my butthole in a while. So, I shaved my butthole and it was okay. I think I cut something. But I did it with a razor.
Yeah.
Like shaved.
I did it when I was younger too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm older than you. So even then I was older than you when I did this. So Jesse goes, you have to Nair your butthole. So like I'm on this whole thing.
Did I? I remember telling you to Nair your legs.
You told me to Nair my butthole.
Okay.
We've had a butthole talk.
Okay. I don't remember that. I apologize.
I went to I'm going to tights. Wearing little
big
tights.
Big move.
And so Jesse's been on me about shaving my legs. But I don't want like a hair underwear. Like an underwear of hair.
Yeah.
So like if I shave my legs and I just leave
like a tuft of hair coming out of the sides.
Here is like it would look like I was wearing a bikini bottom of hair.
Yeah.
If I like so imagine
like
if
that
I
Black Rose album.
Yeah, I meet a girl and she takes my pants down and she goes, "Oh, you shave your legs." And then there's like a diaper of hair around there, like sick pubes going down my balls into my taint. Around. So like imagine an Etch-a-Sketch, not an Etch-a-Sketch, but what are those guys? What are those like it's magnetic. What the fuck are they called? Where you can it's a guy's face. No, it's a guy's face, and then you can like take the magnetic shavings.
Oh, and move it around.
Yeah. So like imagine
if someone just drew you in down there.
My sad dick and balls. Just there instead of a face.
Yeah.
And then you take the magnetic thing and then it's just non-hairy legs.
Yeah.
And then just like an ape's midsection.
Yeah.
Like an ape's torso.
Like Giant Gonzalez.
Yes.
Yeah.
With like literally like a little mushroom.
Poking out.
Yeah. It's like a little canned mushroom. And then like two super sad like deflated balloons. Like right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm going to Nair it up.
Let's get rid of it.
So I go grab some Nair and I do work on myself.
Like load it up.
Yeah, and just like filled in the crack.
I mean, I'm getting detailed here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is a detail I did not give you.
Okay.
You should put a sock over your stuff to keep.
Oh, and I never put it on my dick or balls.
Okay, but just put a sock there to like keep it away.
Yeah.
Because if you even get a little bit on there, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, here's what the problem is with me being in trouble is that so I am hairy and when it started growing back in, so I'm bare as a thing, and mind you, the first fart was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like farting underwater.
And it sounds because it's like blah,
and
blah,
then
blah,
it comes out like a second later through there.
I forgot to tell you about that part. It makes it way funnier.
Fucking awesome. They sound great. So
sounds like a megaphone.
Wiping,
much.
Awesome. Wiping is like
the
greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
With a spider's beehive or whatever, like a spider's house, what it was before.
Yeah, you might as well.
I'm wiping forever.
Or might as well just got in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm using it's a lot of toilet paper. Yeah. So I did it. So I neared it, and the crack is fine, and my butthole is cool. But then, like the cheeks, when it started growing in,
break out.
They they stick, like the little hairs stick into the underwear, and then when you sit down and you start moving, like they're like little talons that stick into the fabric of my underwear.
Yeah.
And then they just tug on it all day long.
What?
And then I broke out on my butt cheeks.
Well, yeah, you're gonna break out.
It was awful, dude.
Yeah, and then it feels like it's razor burn.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean that's what it is, but there was no razor.
Yeah, but I mean you're still removing the hair.
Of course.
It's just that, when it grows back, it's basically got to go through like a day or two of uncomfort.
Yeah, you got to nair the crack though. It's nice. Yeah.
But
you
like
nair? You nair your crack?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
sharp is a good way.
Do you
to
shave
put it.
your legs, Kev? Well, you don't have to shave your legs. You wear tights.
Yeah, no, never done it.
So yeah, now I'm gonna.
Trunks is a big move. Man.
I'm gonna shave my legs.
As
soon as I get these trunks.
Yeah, I would just use the buzzer on your legs.
That's how I'm gonna say buzz. Yeah,
because that's why I started nairing my legs, because I used to use the razor and my legs would break out real bad.
Yeah.
And then I naired and I was fine.
So you nair?
I nair my legs, yeah. And yeah,
so you gotta sock up,
nair up,
yeah,
and then wipe it off.
Cool.
Don't leave it on too long.
Yeah, well, I have like blonde hair, so I can't do like a landing strip or anything cool around my dick. And my dick is like miserable anyway, so like I don't want to like.
At least not. I don't want less miserable.
Yeah, I don't want to put any attention to it.
Yeah.
You know,
might as well just take it all off.
Yeah,
it's way more comfortable.
Yeah,
but it's
So the heat's in the ring, brother. Heat's in the ring.
Oh, fuck. If it just cut there.
Hey, heat's in the ring, brother.
Click.
It always because Smash was yesterday. I get such a kick out of. There's two people that always put this podcast over that make me so happy, and it's Brad Myers and Hacker.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, Hacker puts detail into what he laughs at.
Yes.
And it's great. It's not anything that like it's just the stuff that like comes out of our mouth.
Yeah.
And like we don't think of it, we just say it and like that. I hope that you guys are laughing at that Nair story, because yesterday, as I was talking to you guys, I was 100% uncomfortable and wanted to scratch my ass the whole time. So just like the whole time we were talking, Brad, Brad, when we were watching the show up in the balcony, the whole time I kept moving backwards and forwards because my ass crack was itching really
sharp.
bad.
There was very sharp pain.
And I was talking about Ole Anderson. And how wrestling should be just working a limb.
A hold.
Just grabbing a limb.
That's what you really had going on.
I was grabbing my butt crack.
Oh, man.
And itching it.
Who's the Twitter brother? Daniel? Is it Daniel-san?
Yeah, Daniel-san.
He writes us all the time. I don't think I said hello, man. He's the best.
Yeah.
He writes us
great.
constantly.
Yesterday, a dude dressed like TDT comes up, gives us a hug. So that podcast is amazing.
That guy's great. That's literally my favorite thing at a merch table right now.
I almost just tried to drink the mic instead of the bang.
Instead of my bang energy. 3 guys were like leaving the show yesterday, and like they're just walking out. I was talking to somebody else. They were walking out. They're like, "Hey man, great show." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then they like took another stuff and they turned around. And he goes, "Yeah, Heat's in the ring." And I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "My brother."
Yeah, it's a
slapped him up. I was like, "Yeah, that's my favorite thing to hear right now."
All right.
Yeah.
So like we should finish here.
Yeah, let's wrap it.
And then we're gonna do like a 40. We're gonna do a 45-minute fan question.
Well, I guess. All right.
Let's do it.
Kayfabe, it's out the window.
Yeah, it's
basically,
okay.
We're going to record the fan question one next, but that's coming out first. So,
Reality. This podcast is about reality, all right?
Yeah, we are.
We use real names, and we talk the truth.
Yeah, we got to get some in the tank because Andy's getting ready to leave for tour again, and I got to go to Impact next week.
Only 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not that long of a thing. I'm going to go to the UK.
No, yeah, we're gonna be good for December and shit.
Yeah, I got to say this though. I go to the UK, and when I go to the UK, the only thing I want to do is just beat up Jimmy Havoc and Clint Margera. That's it.
Jimmy.
Every time I go to fucking England, I want it to just work out where I'm there, ready to go.
Ready to kick
I'll
ass.
bring my shit.
Ready to kick ass.
And nothing lines up. But they come to the shows, they hang, it's great.
Yeah, I'm ready. I am excited to see your new tights, too.
Yeah.
And mine.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
Beats in the ring?
Yeah. The heat's in the ring and in this room.
Yeah.
Jesse is a mess right now.
So, when you started telling the Nair butthole story, I had a winter hat on, and it was soaked, and I took it off, and it just started pouring down
raining.
my head. Yeah.
And poor Kevin has to sit in this room with us.
Laugh at our shitty jokes.
Yeah.
Heat's in the ring, brother.
Heat is in the ring.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.